I really thought that we were done talking about this unprofessional stylist and my hair experience in Atlanta earlier in the week. But see, when you make a third video wanting to make me out to be a liar and telling me that I need to give all of the facts, I thought it was in your best interest that I didn't give all of the facts, but I'm happy to do so. See, the internet is forgiving and forgets fast. They move on to the next thing rather quickly. But instead, you decided to pour gasoline on a fire that was already putting itself out. So let's run it. And after this, I really hope that you let this die out, because it's one thing to be a liar, but it's another thing to wait days to get on the internet and want to make me out to be a liar when I can prove everything that you said in that video is not the truth. Now, not only are you unprofessional, but you a liar on top of that.
You're leaving out a lot of important facts. Please post all the facts. Now that I'm emotionless, let's get into the facts about this hair appointment, especially when you know for a fact how a situation or a story is being portrayed. That's not how shit went down. Let's get into the facts about this hair appointment. So fact number one, her appointment was booked for 1 o'clock, correct? She didn't show up until like 1:23.
1:23? Are you sure about that? I know that you're sure about it. And I also know that you're a liar. Because if I really had gotten there at 1:23, there wouldn't have been no conversation to be had. You just could have canceled the booking and you wouldn't have had to take me at all. In fact, you could have got paid for the whole style and charged me if I got there at 1:23. But you and I know that's not the truth. So here's the ride that I took from where I stayed, and I got to the salon at 1:06. Here's a video from my camera roll that shows me walking into the salon at 1:06. At 1:08, you were so shocked and confused that you had a booking and you asked me to have a seat in the hallway.
It's not the same. Hey, how you doing? It's not the same. So, I mean, there's nothing for me to kind of...
What's that?
No.
Okay. At 1:11 was when you told me that you were not going to do my hair because you needed to do your own hair.
I was trying to think on whether I was going to have enough time to get my hair done and your hair done before 5 o'clock. And I'm not going to have time to do both. So,
and here's a screenshot of when you sent me my deposit back on Cash App. 1:26. But I thought I got there at 1:23 though. Now, I also saw you say somewhere in the comments that I only waited 5 or 6 minutes and didn't give you time to get to me and wash my hair. But we also know that that's not true, because over an hour and a half later, you still hadn't washed my hair, and I went downstairs and recorded a second video when I was pissed off. I ended up getting in the stylist bowl who did service me at 3 o'clock. Young or not, when you're running your own operation like this, there's just a certain level of professionalism that you gotta, you know what I mean?
definitely.
So now, here we are, fact number 1, and you're a liar.
For a appointment for a traditional quick weave with leave out, she showed up with braiding hair. She didn't even have no bundles for her service. She didn't have no hair to get her hair done.
I didn't even have hair for my appointment. Well, that's not true either. Now, I did make a stop, as you can see on my ride. I stopped at the hair store and I did buy braiding hair, because the style that I really wanted would have meant that braiding hair needed to be stuffed into my hair to make it look more full. I wasn't sure if you would be willing to do that style, but I wanted to try just in case. However, I did have hair. You just didn't know it because you had already told me you weren't going to do my hair. The only reason you think I showed up without hair is because you watched the video that I posted where I said I bought hair from one of the ladies who helped me get my hair done downstairs. Now, I've put the hair back in my purse so you can see that the hair fits in my purse along with all of the other things that I had in it. My wallet, lip gloss, lotion, hand sanitizer, tampons, lipstick. If I really didn't have the hair that I needed, you could have canceled the appointment for that reason. But you didn't know that because you had already said you weren't going to do my hair. This is why it's taking you all these days to try to make a third response video to make yourself look better and make me out to be a liar. But see, like I said, I thought it in your best interest that I didn't give all of the facts. Now we up to lie number 2 that you done told.
She needed her hair detangled, washed, and blow dried, and she did not add that on to her appointment.
Now, I know that because I have more than a spit's worth of hair, it does look like a lot, but my hair was detangled. I did need it washed, and I did not add that on to my booking because I didn't know that I needed to. And to that I will say, will you give me grace? Do I get the same, we're human, we make mistakes, as you asked for in your first video while you were in tears?
I think everybody is forgetting that we are all human and we make mistakes.
Or does that only apply to the hairstylist when you are in the wrong and not to the client? And what would you have done? Told me you weren't going to do my hair because it wasn't washed, even though you were going to wash it for the stylist who did say that he would take me? See, the math ain't math and you can't make this make sense. You were wrong. And instead of taking the accountability you claimed you were going to take, now you come on here with all these excuses and these lies. But let's move on to the next lie.
3. This is the screenshot that she posted of her texting me, right? That is my phone number. This is the screenshot that she posted. Look at the screenshot and see how the screenshot is broken up, right? It never says delivered. She sent this message on Monday at 12:54 p.m. saying that I paid the deposit. I just want to be sure that we're all set, right? Let's go to the next screenshot of when she booked her appointment. That is Joy Jordan that booked her appointment at 12:57. Why did you text me at 12:54 saying you already paid your deposit? Y'all see how she never texted me? She never texted me. Let's scroll down to, there's no messages from Monday.
Now, as far as the text message, there's nowhere on your booking that it states after a client books and pays their deposit that they need to send a text to confirm. I only did that because I wanted to dot all of my I's and cross all of my T's, trying to make sure that what happened didn't happen. Now, I don't know why you didn't get the text message, so you claim. You need to reach out to your phone company. Did you pay the bill? And tell the truth. I'm not going to believe you, but just try to tell the truth on this one. I didn't show all of the text message because I didn't think that it was necessary, but I'm happy to do it now. As you can see, I sent a message at 12:54 stating that I booked a 12:50 appointment. I then realized I never got a confirmation email. And so then when I looked back at my phone, I realized my bank had texted me and said, hey, was this transaction you? If so, reply yes. And so I replied yes, and I went back into the booking link, and I had to book a 1 p.m. appointment because the 12:50 was no longer available because the time had passed. As you can see in the second part of the clip text message that I sent, I told you that. My bank asked me to confirm the transaction, and now that I have, it has allowed me to book 1 p.m. And while you're showing screenshots from your phone of text messages, why is it that you have clients all the way back from Tuesday texting you about services and you still haven't responded? In fact, I see the appointment text that you still haven't opened. So this is just something that you do. Let people book and don't bother trying to figure out when they're supposed to be coming in to get their hair done. Now, on Saturday evening, I got a phone call from the original person that I booked with, telling me that she had death in the family, apologized that she would not be able to service me on Tuesday. So on Sunday, I was on the hunt for someone else who could service me and do my hair on Tuesday. The person that I reached out to that I text, their books were closed. But I thought, let me just try anyway. They sent me a message back and said that they wouldn't be able to take me. On Monday, I got another text from someone else that I reached out, and I thanked them for responding. Their books were also closed, and they told me they also would not be able to service me. So when I found your page and I see in your bio that you take same day appointments and that you had next day appointments available, I thought I had hit the jackpot. By this time, it was 12:50. Which is why initially I booked a 12:50 appointment, and then when I had to rebook after confirming with the bank that it was me, because of course my card is connected to my address in Orlando, I was trying to book a service in Atlanta. So once I confirmed with the bank that it was me, I went back to your booking and I was able to book a 1 p.m. appointment. Like I said, I thought it in your best interest not to give all these facts, but you asked me to do so. So let's keep going.
Stop labeling me as an Atlanta hairstylist because I'm not from Atlanta.
And I realized that you weren't from Atlanta. You from Cleveland. I realized that when I saw Cuyahoga Community College on your t-shirt because I too lived in Cleveland for 3.5 years. Did you do your Cleveland clients like this? Because there's a couple people in my comments saying that you did them the same way.
I didn't already have something planned, your appointment was going to be chalked anyway.
Oh, my appointment was going to be chalked anyway. So this wasn't you taking accountability. This wasn't a mistake. You just don't care.
I've been doing this shit for years. Like, shit happened. Y'all can continue to drive me. Y'all can continue to say whatever the fuck y'all want to say. And that's cool. I did see the notifications, but I'm sorry. I am a high demand hairstylist. I get multiple people that book in one day. I'm not looking at every individual person that books.
You mean to tell me you book a hair appointment, a makeup appointment, a photographer, and a venue, and you didn't care enough about your clients to go in and block off the whole day so nobody could schedule? Oh, that's right, like you said. You've been doing this for 6 years. You're such a high demand hairstylist.
People book all day. I had no idea she booked.
And you get bookings all day, but you don't check your books all day. You said in the first video where you were crying that you checked on Monday morning, your books on Tuesday. But you just said that people book you all day, so you didn't check on Tuesday for your books on Tuesday? You can't make the shit make sense.
You wanted a story so bad, and you got your story. You wanted to go viral for your lifestyle content, and you knew that tagging ATO hairstylist in the title that you put was gonna give you the exact attention you was looking for.
My content is nothing like this. I don't do this going back and forth with people on the internet. That's not even the type of content that I produce. As far as going viral, that's not new to me. I have over 100,000 followers and subscribers across 3 different social media platforms: TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And I did you a favor by only posting it on TikTok. I didn't take it to the gram. I didn't take it to YouTube. That would have done more damage.
But baby, please post all the facts.
I thought that it was in your best interest that I not come with all these facts. But since you insist, you don't get to decide what somebody talks about on their social media page, regardless of the platform. You don't get to decide that people only post positive reviews and sweep the negative ones up under the rug. And it's like my homegirl said, you ought to be doing right all the time so that when you do get an eye on you, you're doing right. You have nothing to worry about. Nobody was under my post where I highlighted the 2 young women who helped me get my hair done saying, how dare you post them? How dare you post this positive review? Why would you prop their business up? It's only when I post a bad review that people are like, oh, you dragging it. You trying to drag her business. No, she's trying to drag her business. And if you didn't think that she was doing it before, what is she doing now by making this 3rd video and trying to make me out to be a liar? You could have let it die, but you insisted I come with the facts. It makes absolutely no sense to hold these white-facing businesses accountable when they talk to us crazy, when they don't treat us right. Look at Target. They labeled us as DEI, took it out of their business motto, and now their sales have slumped for the first quarter. They've projected that they are going to be down for the entire 2025. The CEO had to take a 45% annual deduction from his salary. Why is it that you think we would call out those businesses but not our own? How does the community, the black hair community, get better? The problem is there's too many people who have this experience that don't talk about it, because it was quite a few people in my comments talking about how dirty you did them when they had an appointment. You came late, you took them late, you canceled on them. So this isn't a mistake. This isn't a mix-up or a mishap with a booking website. This is just what you do. You're just unprofessional. This is repetitive behavior. This is a choice. This was just you being a poor business owner, not checking your books and not managing your time correctly. And instead of leaving it on the first video as you taking accountability, even though you wanted to say, but, you thought it wise to come with a 3rd video, wanting to make the client out to be a liar. The internet is forever. And so this is going to be out there forever. And not only will people see that you are unprofessional, but you a liar too. I am honestly shocked and surprised that other stylists wanted to side with her. You really thought that it is okay to just give somebody back their deposit which you have to do because you didn't do a service, and just say, oh, well, I can refuse service to anybody. I don't have to do anything. I would have thought, especially from someone who I have thought to be a GOAT or someone notable in the Black Atlanta hair community, I would have thought, if anyone, you would agree, sir. But instead, you got in my comments wanting to berate and demean me about a contact aesthetic that I choose to wear, instead of reaching out to the young lady and maybe mentoring her, taking her under your wing, helping her grow, letting her get to where you've gotten to. Not only you, but so many stylists have really shown that they don't do good business either. And this is exactly why Atlanta hair has the rep that they do. This is exactly why there are so many videos. These social media platforms are riddled with women talking about their horrible hair experiences because y'all refuse to take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? We can do better. If you expect people to only give reviews when they are good, you expect that from them. But what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to dismiss what I went through and sweep it under the rug and act like it's not a big deal. Because to me, it is a big deal. Somebody who loves their girl, family, friend, client, business etiquette person, please get next to her because she needs it. Again, I hope at this point, now that I've given the facts that I was asked to give, that you let it die. Because there's really nothing else to be said. I do hope that you don't make any more videos because as long as you keep it cute, I'll put it on mute. Best of luck.